What's up everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but things have been hectic. Anyway, today I'm here to talk about one of my favorite new anime series, is My Hero Academia, or Boku no Hero Academia for those who are purists. So yeah, I got into this series a couple of months ago, maybe like back in like July, August, kind of somewhere in the year. And I was honestly reluctant to get into it because I'm already so deep in several other series, and I was like kind of biding my time, checking this one out. But after so much goading from my friends, and after like seeing like bits and pieces of this show like all over the internet, like literally everywhere, I was just like, you know what? I'm going in. That's okay. I'm going in. And so I checked it out, and oh my gosh, I love this show now. Of course, I am a little bit behind. I've only seen the first season. I haven't gotten around to season 2 yet because, for one thing, my internet service is crappy, and for a second thing, I'm just kind of busy. But I do intend to get caught up soon-ish, hopefully, and I don't know. See what all the hype is about. Everybody's all, talking like all this stuff around me, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Don't spoil anything. But honestly, I'm not one of those people who really get caught up about spoilers. I mean, like, you can tell me what's gonna happen and I'm still gonna be just as shocked when I see it myself. I know that's weird, but yeah. But anyway, so when I first got into My Hero Academia, and I think I was, it was episode 1, and my first impression was, okay, so this is obviously some sort of parallel timeline or whatever. Like, this is obviously not modern day, or maybe it is, I don't know, or just a different universe where superheroes are common. Everybody has this thing called quirks. You're kind of born with them, where you can, use powers, breathe fire, do levitation, and all that. Just literally anything you could imagine can be a quirk, or aka a superpower in this world, which is actually pretty cool. I wouldn't mind it if if we had something like that right now. I can't even begin to imagine what my quirk would be, but I'll have to do some thinking. But so, the first episode, we are introduced to this little boy on the front of the DVD cover. His name is Izuku Midoriya, and really my first impression of him was Luffy? No, seriously, this little boy looks like a cross between Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece and Gon from Hunter x Hunter. I don't know, somehow it's like they got together and created this love child. Somebody tell Izuku's mother, she doesn't know. But anyway, we're introduced to Izuku, and he's just like this regular bright-eyed and bushy-tailed kid, who wants to be a great hero someday, or the greatest hero. And his idol, everything he strives to be, is this one hero named All Might. And it's just, I'm like, already I'm getting this vibe in episode 1. I'm like, I'm either gonna hate this kid or I'm gonna love this kid to death. And it turns out I love him to death, because Izuku is a very likable protagonist. I mean, he's genuine. I mean, he's a good person. He's just sweet as pie. I thought he was kind of whiny at first, but Izuku's not really whiny. He's just very emotional. He's emotional in a passionate kind of sense. He doesn't whine. He doesn't really complain about anything. He doesn't really like feel sorry for himself. If nothing else, he's like one of these persons where I'm one of these people where it's like I'm not worthy. And he's very humble. That's the word I'm looking for. He's extremely humble and likable, and he just cries at the drop of a hat because he's so emotional. He's a baby, and I just want to hug him. But yeah, that's Izuku. And so in the first episode, we get his kind of origin story, more or less, where he grows up idolizing his hero All Might, and he wants to become a hero himself one day. He wants to save the world, protect humanity, and just be a hero, essentially. And in the first episode, they kind of introduce us to everything that could possibly stand in his way. The greatest thing being the fact that Izuku does not have a quirk. It's like, for real, he does not have any techniques or powers or just nothing. He's just a regular guy. And apparently in this world, that just doesn't happen. It's like, if you don't have a quirk, like, you're weird. You know, it's like the total opposite of the X-Men. You know, if like in the X-Men, it's like if you have powers or can transform or do anything, you know, you're a mutant, you're a freak of society, and we hate you. You know, in this world, it's like you don't have powers. What's wrong with you? But you know, and that's like a huge roadblock on Mizuku's path of becoming a hero, and it gets you in your feels. Especially when you have a classmate slash childhood friend of his who everybody, I'm sure you already know, Katsuki Bakugo. He's like the worst person. No, he's not the worst person. He's just a jerk. He's just, he's mean to Izuku for really crappy reasons that I won't spoil in case somebody hasn't seen the first season. But it's like, you know, he's like, he doesn't cut Izuku any slack. It's like he's mean to him. He says awful things to him. He treads upon his dreams. And it's just, it's easy to not like him. Just let me put it that way. Bakugo is just, eh. But, you know, despite all this adversity, the fact that he doesn't have a quirk, the fact that nobody, kind of sort of including his mom, you know, doesn't really think he can live up to these aspirations that he has for himself, you know, Izuku, he just he presses on, you know, he has this faith. He's like, I don't care if I don't have powers, I don't care if nobody thinks I can be a hero, I want to be a hero, I want to save people and help the world and make it a better place. And, you know, he, despite all this adversity, you know, he presses on with this dream of his. And a chance encounter allows him to meet his superhero idol, All Might, you know, just on a random day. And after quite a bit of it's a roundabout way that it happens, but he gets to actually ask his hero, his idol, All Might, you know, does he think that a normal kid, somebody without a quirk, who's, you know, really nothing special about them, can be a hero? And at first, he gets a pretty disappointing answer. But, you know, All Might goes on to explain, you know, the ins and outs and why he thinks, you know, Izuku, you know, is not cut out to be a hero. And, you know, this is like a crushing blow, you know, right in the episode, in this first episode, or the second episode by now, actually, where this conversation takes place. I was just like, wow, my feels, you know. It's like, you know, I love a good underdog story, and Izuku is about as much of an underdog as you can find. And so, you know, him being told by his superhero idol that, you know, you don't have what it takes to be a hero, you know, just be a cop or something, is essentially what All Might tells him. And, you know, it crushed his poor little spirit. But it's like, you know, as he's on his way home, he's like, you know, deep down, I always knew this. You know, why are you surprised? Why are you sad? Like, you know, you knew it was true all along. But then, another chance encounter on his way home. I was like, what kind of day is this kid having, really? But on his way home, you know, he sees his childhood friend slash rival in trouble, you know, by this, like, sewer sludge villain or whatever. And while everybody else, the rest of the crowd, stands idly by, and while these other superheroes are having no success with this monster, Izuku, despite his weakness, his quirklessness, he goes dashing into danger to try and help this kid who's always mean to him, by the way. But, you know, that was great. It's like my heart was racing. I was like, oh my gosh, Izuku, what are you doing? But it was like he didn't even know what he was doing. He was like screaming and running and flailing at the same time. It's like, you know, like your body is moving without your permission. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Just, you're in trouble. I need to do something. And so he manages to kind of sort of free Bakugo for a second, you know, where he can breathe and all of that. But still, you know, he doesn't stand a chance against this monster. But in the crowd, who else would be observing this situation right now but All Might, Izuku's idol and superhero, just hero. And, you know, All Might, who you know, had been unable to at the time step in and do anything, you know, he's like, you know, wow, like this kid with no quirk is showing me up. It's like, you know, after I did all of that preaching to him about what it takes to be a real hero, about how you need quirks and how you need this and how you need that, he's like, I'm over here doing nothing, and this kid is just, you know, putting us all to shame. And so, you know, All Might steps in, he takes care of the villain, he saves Izuku and Bakugo, and everything is great from that point on. Once more, on Izuku's way home, after all of this excitement has ended, he has another chance encounter with All Might. It's like this is like what, 3 chance encounters in a day? But you know, All Might comes back and he like recants everything he told Izuku the first time. He's like, you know, out of all my power, out of as long as I've been doing this superhero job, you know, like I forgot what it takes to be a hero, and that is basically the drive to help those who are in need. And he tells him that, yes, young man, that's like a thing. Like, All Might always refers to Izuku as young man or young Midoriya. It's freaking hilarious. But he tells him that, yes, young man, you can become a hero. And Izuku just goes to pieces. It's like, that's like his whole life goal has been like realized, has been confirmed. Like his desire right then, you know, that he's had ever since he was a kid to be a hero, this drive, this ambition, this hope has just been confirmed. Like, yes, you too can do this. And he just falls apart. He just cries, and it was just like, I was tearing up, like, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so that's basically a summary of the first 2 episodes of this show. You know, needless to say, by the 2nd episode, I was hooked. It was over. I'm like, I love this show. I'm invested, and I gotta see this through. So yeah, that is my thoughts on My Hero Academia. For now, I will probably do another one of these videos about My Hero Academia sometime in the future, perhaps with a guest, not sure, you know, but please, you know, by all means, stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in once again. I hope that you will check back soon. And if you enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, please give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I hope I see you guys again real soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.